It all starts with the paradigm shift of how we look at banks, how we look at credit, how we look at money, finances, how we look at leveraging credit. It literally starts with a different mindset.
Are people sometimes not, or are we afraid to ask our bank who's supposed to be our friend? Like, do you see that there is an opportunity for us to pick up the phone calls and ask, what would be a good time for me to increase my limit? Are these conversations you've had with your banks, and is this something you want to drop to the community and maybe advise them to even use their banks and have that communication?
Absolutely. So again, and I think you hit the nail on the head. A lot of people are scared to ask for money. And I think it's so much deeper than that. And that's because in our community, unfortunately, we don't like to talk about money. Like, why wouldn't I want to, celebrate you and your successes because you did $1 million in revenue last year?
Right.
We don't like to have those conversations. Instead, we'll go brag on a rapper who don't care about our well-being, or the entertainer and different things like that. So that's, I think, what it boils down to. And so I always tell people, when you're going to ask in the bank for some money, if you need 10,000, ask for 30, because they may not give you the 30, but they come back at 15. Because at 10, now you put yourself at a short hold because you may need 12,000. And so just understanding, the banks are put in place for us to use their money, because essentially all what they do with our money is they lend it out. So why not we leverage our money we're putting and giving to them anyway, so we can go out and make investments and make a dividend off of the money that is rightfully ours anyway. And so it all starts with the paradigm shift of how we look at banks, how we look at credit, how we look at money, finances, how we look at leveraging credit. It literally starts with a different mindset. But yeah, we cannot be scared to ask the banks for the money. That's the easiest part to get. What's the ironic part?
Yeah. The bank is supposed to be your friend, just like the mortgage lenders are, and that's why they. So that's interesting. And honestly, I want to just touch on that real quick. I think it's so interesting you say that, because I always have this conversation, right? I've worked W2, I've owned my business, but I feel like there is a culture on the entrepreneurial side where I'm part of some pretty humbling masterminds, and it's like, people are open to talk there about numbers. People are doing things. And I think it's just a kind of changing the culture of, you should be able to have these conversations about money, because that's how you're able to learn, oh, this is how Will's get money. I should think about that. But when we don't talk about money, we don't talk about leverage, we don't talk about your credit score, you don't come from a humble place. My credit score is low, I want to learn how I can make it better. Then how can you better yourself? So I think that's it all goes back to change the culture, man. And I'm sure that's why we're both in the lab right here, which I really appreciate.